Hello and welcome back to Second Take Movies Podcast, where we give movies a second look, second chance, second take, if you will. I'm your host, Preston Jenkinson. Joining me, as always, is my co-host, Jake Twido.
Red light, green light, lasagna.
Hasta lasagna, don't get any on ya.
Preston, we're doing Mission Impossible.
This is a good movie.
It's going to be an embarrassing movie for me to talk about.
It's
when I was a little kid, this was my favorite movie.
This is the summer of Mission Impossible on this channel.
When I was 6 years old, 6. I didn't see it in theaters. I mean, the VHS thing here.
I saw it on VHS for the first time.
So I'm trying to. That may have been 97, because VHSs used to take a year to come out. Mm-hmm. But I used to buy gum and color it with a Sharpie.
Oh wow!
And then I'd chew it sometimes too.
That's not good.
No, that's probably I am the way I am.
Probably
lead poisoning. Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Mission Impossible. We're doing the Mission Impossible movies after the latest one just came out. If we could learn to schedule better, we would have done them all up to that. But
scheduling's for nerds.
Yeah, who needs it?
Let's make sure the movie is a success before we do it.
It's making money.
Shoot, yeah, this one made money too, though.
Oh yeah,
$80 million budget, $457 million box office.
Was not reviewed well at the time, but
was Tom Cruise anybody really?
This was I was going to bring it up. This is like the first movie he ever produced.
Yeah,
he had done Days of Thunder, Top Gun, and
he still had a middle tooth.
Yeah, I think he still does.
I urge anyone, you Google the symmetry of Tom Cruise's face. Mm-hmm. I'm not making fun of him. I'm never going to make fun of someone's appearance. It is just wild. He has a tooth dead.
Yeah.
Middle. It's hypnotic.
Well, that's also like that eye mole that Christian Bale has.
Yeah.
Once you see that, you can't not look at it.
Especially in Amsterdam. Mm-hmm. I noticed, that's the first time I noticed it was in that movie, and I went, "Is that a prosthetic?" No.
That's old Christian Bale himself. The story of Mission Impossible: an American agent under false suspicion of disloyalty must discover and expose the real spy without the help of his organization, which could be said for all of these movies.
Yeah, I'd say that's the only complaint I have is. I'm glad we're rewatching all that. I haven't watched all of them, but to me, there's this movie that stands alone. Mm-hmm. There's the bad one we already did.
Yep.
And everything else is the same movie. Ish. Mm. It's been a while, so
it's a lot of MacGuffins. Like everything is there. Yeah. There's always a MacGuffin in these movies.
Which I was talking to some people. A lot of people don't realize this was a TV show.
Oh yeah, it was a TV show in the '60s.
Yeah, that's where it came from.
Yeah.
Which that actor's in this movie, right?
No, that was they offered it to him, and it ended up becoming John Voight because Jim Phelps was a character in the original. They offered it to that original actor, and he didn't want to play a bad guy. So,
yeah, shoot, I wouldn't either. But okay, I thought that there's a white-haired guy that kind of looks like oh my gosh, I'm terrible, Preston. The guy from Naked Gun and Airplane.
Leslie Nielsen.
Thank you. There's a guy that looks like him, and I was like, is that the original actor? But
no.
Okay. Well, it's got Emilio Estevez uncredited, so who cares?
Yeah, because he dies. Spoiler alert. But
no, Coach Bombay.
No, I haven't watched Mighty Ducks in so long. I need to watch that again.
Oh, it holds up, bub. Dude.
I hope it does. The Bash Brothers. Positive review. Charles Taylor from Salon says director Brian De Palma is having too much fun zipping around curves and hitting the accelerator to slow down. He's a supremely confident engineer, and if you're game enough to make a jump for it and hold on, he offers the giddy excitement of watching the ground rush beneath your dangling feet.
I was 6 or 7. I hadn't seen a lot of movies, but I remember watching this, and this was like a different movie.
Yeah.
It felt different. I'd seen James Bond.
Everybody's paranoid.
This was a spy.
Everybody's sweaty.
Yeah, a lot of sweat.
Yeah.
A lot of drugs.
Mike LaSalle from the San Francisco Chronicle. It's the worst.
Oh, San Francisco. They're full of poop.
Full of poop. It's the worst kind of convoluted thriller. It can never unravel satisfactorily because there's nothing simple at its center, just more confusion.
I don't know about that. This
It's a
thing
pretty
ends.
straightforward plot.
Yeah, and even like the first time you watch it, it's predictable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know we're going to get into it, but Phelps kills himself, and when you see the video, you totally see his hand
Yeah,
pointing at
if you
himself
watch
curve,
closely, yeah,
which I appreciate. I
Mm-hmm.
appreciate they didn't even try and hide it. It's
Yeah,
like, no way. If you're watching it, you saw it.
yeah. So this one begins with, like we said, John Voight playing Jim Phelps, who, God, this movie is a product of its time too. It's so much the '90s, the mid '90s.
It does. And I know I mentioned it's way different than James Bond, but it has a huge GoldenEye vibe.
Yes.
Like just the aesthetics.
Well, I mean, that was
The
GoldenEye at the time. I
character.
mean, that's when GoldenEye came
Yeah,
out.
yeah. I mean, it like I don't know, the editing, the filming,
Yeah.
all of it's like, yeah.
He's on a plane and he gets offered the cinema of the Ukraine on a tiny little 4x3 TV, I guess, that they had on planes back then. I couldn't tell you. While still smoking on a plane.
Yeah, smoking to hide the fact that it's going to blow up in 10 seconds.
Yeah. Basically, there's a thing called a knock list, which has the list of undercover operatives in the CIA and their real names.
The non-official cover.
Yeah, that's out there.
Yeah.
Well, half of
And
it's out there, and
the code names are out.
Yeah, they need to get the other half. So they assemble his team, including his wife Claire, Emilio Estevez as the technician guy, another woman, and then Ethan Hunt, who will be our main protagonist from here for the next 30 years.
I'm going to say 70. I mean, I know the series ended, but
Yeah.
he's going to show up in Tropic Thunder too. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Yeah. So they need to infiltrate this party, and the way they do that is basically a guy that's also played by Tom Cruise, a senator from Georgia.
Oh,
They
freaking Ross Perot over here.
yeah, they disguise Tom Cruise as that guy, and they infiltrate this embassy to figure out where this knock list is being kept.
Yeah. Sorry, we don't see it in this movie. We don't see them make the masks.
No, we don't see that. No,
that's the key gimmick of their whole thing.
A lot of masks are used, but
this is so rad, though, man.
Yeah.
Like, again, as a kid, tried to make masks like that. I got a book from the library of how to make a plaster mask and make a mold. Yeah, I just pretty much cemented my face in a box. I could breathe, at least I didn't nose holes. But again, that's why I am the way I am. I probably inhaled a little too less oxygen for a little while.
So Jim is quarterbacking, as it were, from a different area, and everyone's got earwigs in, and again the Emilio Estevez has Tom Cruise the gum that is an explosive once you tap the two ends together and stick it on somebody, which that's not going to come into use at all.
Oh, dude. And I got to tell you, it sucks. Emilio Estevez is like the coolest dude in this. Again, as a kid, I wanted to be Ethan Hunt, but I wanted to be that tech guy. That's all I wanted. Just
Charlie Sheen's brother.
Sure as crap it is.
Because that Martin Sheen and Charlie Sheen, that's not their real names. They're Estevez's.
I didn't know that. I honestly didn't know that until just now.
Emilio Estevez.
I've always been like they're twins, but
Emilio Estevez is the only one that goes by his actual name in that family.
I feel like an idiot. My whole life I've been like Charlie Sheen duo over here. No, okay. Well, yeah, I'm stupid.
Yeah.
Also, I got to point out, I missed over a fun trivia fact. This was the last movie to ever be released on Betamax.
Oh, bless.
So the Betamax on the plane.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. Like, oh, sad.
Not really. It was a terrible technology.
It's going to probably come back and be vintage next year because all the hipsters want to do it.
Nah.
I hope not.
Nah.
Not like music. It's awful.
Yeah. So yeah, we infiltrate this party, and Emilio Estevez is on top of the elevator. Tom Cruise is impersonating this senator who somehow they just let go down to this basement because a woman put in her fingerprint and not him. And they steal a floppy disk. It's floppy disks all over this place.
Dude, I loved it. I used to just again kept floppy disks in my pocket. I never knew I was going to steal data.
Those were fun to have around, dude. And now it's just the save button icon.
I'm trying to remember how. They spray the guy's head with some chemical. I'm like, how'd they track him? I can't remember
to figure out where that guy's going. And all of a sudden, they get out and they don't get the knock list. Everyone starts dying.
Yeah, and like right away, I mean, you freaking see Phelps hit the buttons and go, "Oh no, what's happening? Mm-hmm. This is awful."
Oh no! Emilio Estevez right through the eye with a piece of metal in the elevator. Someone gets exploded in a car. Someone else gets stabbed, and we find out that's a French man.
And you see the knife, again later. I mean, like it's so. I guess the movie is so on the like they're hiding stuff, but they're not hiding anything at all. Like everything is done right in front of you. It's just
they give it to you out the gate, and you just figure it out later on when they give you different angles.
The disappearing flash disc later that he does. It's that the whole movie's that. It's just
sleight of hand.
Just what? Yeah, that's all it is.
Tom Cruise, of course, is the only one left alive, and he goes to meet his handler Kittredge, who shows up later in. He doesn't come back until the final reckoning, Dead Reckoning, and the final reckoning. And he's like, your family's all of a sudden flush with cash, and your team is all of a sudden dead, and you seem upset. And he's like, Kittredge, you've never seen me upset.
That guy talks like the biggest dweeb in the world.
Yeah. He's great, though.
Yeah, but the reveal, again, they didn't hide anything. There's another team, another IMF team, and they're all in the restaurant as well.
You see them if you go back and watch the beginning of the movie. Like, you see the waiter, you see the drunk couple on top of the stairs, and all these other people, and Ethan points them out all in the restaurant, and
which I love. Like, he's not a fool.
Yeah, he's not stupid.
But sometimes, like, I feel like James Bond sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. James Bond's suave. He's
cool. He's not like the guy that watches everything. He's not going to pick out like a.
But I mean, and Tom Cruise is a handsome guy. I'm not saying he's not, but like, he's just like a dweeb, though. He's just a dweeb that's good at his job and very.
Well, I think if there's they pull up all their files and have their history on them or whatever at the beginning of the movie, and he studied theater at. I think that's how they kind of justify like he's the guy in the mask, but that all gets retconned in later movies, and
which I hated. I kind of enjoyed like
Ethan was an army theater kid.
Well, this is also funny enough. So they retconned it. This is the only movie where Ethan Hunt doesn't shoot a gun.
There's only 2 bullets fired in this movie.
Pretty wild.
Yeah.
This is the first time I ever realized that. This watch, I went, no gunshots really.
Yeah.
Just that's cool.
Yeah.
Like,
and so Tom Cruise gets Ethan Hunt. Excuse me. We know this character's name. He gets accused of treason and pushes that gum together and throws it on the fish. And it's the very first stunt that Tom Cruise ever did.
It shows.
Was running out of that restaurant.
It's the funniest run. It's the beginning of the cruise run. It's perfect. But.
It's like, he's jumping out of the restaurant and there's water coming after him. So like, he's not going to be, but this started his like passion for doing stunts and making them look real as possible. And so you could have the actor in camera.
I mean, I want more people to listen to this, but I hope my parents don't listen to this. So when I was little, I used to collect people's aquariums that they're getting rid of. and we had a like shed in the back, and there's a little workshop area that was never used. And I had like 30 at some point, filled them all up with water, and tried to recreate this scene.
Mm.
Dude, it was the worst day of my life. Glass went everywhere. I got cut up like crazy. I dropped an M80 in it. It was awesome. Yeah, dude, that was the best summer ever. That was awful though. Just I remember glass everywhere.
Just glass.
And my parents, it was summer, so my parents weren't home.
Yeah.
It's like, I have to clean this up before I get home. And like my dumb self is doing it with my hands.
Oh,
It's glass.
It's glass,
so,
dummy.
Yeah, it was great though, man. I ran away, felt just like Ethan Hunt, except I tripped and fell and cut my knees up too. Like it was like the dumbest thing ever. And I filmed all of it. And the first thing I did after I fell and realized what happened, we're deleting this. We're going back. This is gone. Oh, gee.
So,
but he goes back to the hideout
Yeah.
where Dave decided at 400 the next day, they're meeting back there.
Mhm.
He's started realizing everything's a setup. I mean, right away. Like, he knows he's innocent.
Mhm.
But he gets psychopathic about the arms dealer Max.
Which is very Brian De Palma like staple is like your character is like paranoid and sweaty. That's a staple of this director. But
God, man, as a kid, this is a movie that went over my head as a kid. I didn't understand half of it. So him like coming back and like panicking of, oh, what's happening? I'm researching all this data. I was just like, I'm gonna read my Bible now because I'm probably gonna. This is gonna come in handy one day. There's a heaven part of this, but I could be in the secret military somewhere.
yeah, because there's some kind of way they get something was listed job 31316 or I can't remember the
314, man.
314.
Come on, get with it. That was going to be the first tattoo I ever got too, but decided not to.
But it turns out it's Job, and he recalls that before this mission, Jim Phelps was in the Drake Hotel, and all of a sudden on his bookshelf directly across from him is a Bible from the Drake Hotel in Chicago. And so he figures out that someone's sending coded messages to Max, an arms dealer, using Bible forums. I didn't know forums existed back then on the internet.
There's a couple forums that looked like that too. Like,
but that did not.
Movie magic.
I mean, that was just like sending 200 megabytes of data.
Could you imagine how expensive that had to be too? Like, and how long it really took? That was like me being me. I'm like, it didn't load that fast.
Well, there's this at the we'll jump to the end real quick. Like when they're on that train and they're trying to connect to the internet and send the data, it's like 200 something megabytes, and it's like at an hour 32, and then it like gets cut off at like an hour 40. So it like took 8 minutes to not even send 200 megabytes of data.
But I remember that. I remember flat out. You'd watch that thing, and it's like, I don't know.
Nowadays, that's like, boop.
Yeah.
It's just so quaint. The internet does not look like that.
No, I wish it did. It'd be awesome.
Back then you had no clue what the internet looked like unless your dad had a job where he had one of the first laptops and had access to the internet.
What's the first thing you remember doing on the internet?
Playing games, probably.
So I think either like Instant Messenger.
Yeah, that came along. That was more middle school for me.
No, playing games definitely. Playing Java games. Mm-hmm. That was definitely it.
I remember when we first got a computer, I was playing Jazz Jackrabbit, and you had to put the PC into DOS to play it.
Oh, dude, people have no idea.
So I learned how to put a PC into DOS just to play a game, which is not a thing anymore.
No, that's what we had the Power Rangers Cinematic Collection. It's not a game. It's just a bunch of clips.
Oh, yeah.
And like, I don't know. I just remembered like my parents thought it was great because I couldn't launch it because you had to type in a DOS command.
Mhm.
Fools. I can write it down. So someone eventually gets back
Yes.
in contact.
Mhm.
But that's also when Jim's wife, Claire,
Shows up.
shows up. The just insanity of, oh no, I'm alive. I got out of the car. So he goes and does the sickest like meetup spot. Something about him asking that dude for a light, lights that match. Dude, was the coolest thing ever. Gets black bagged. And then everything, that whole thing of like the cockiness of, you have a fake disc. My price is 10 million. It's just perfect. Like, yes, this is the best. And I didn't realize this until this watch. There's only one big action scene, really.
Yeah.
It's just them stealing the stuff from Langley. I mean, you have the train sequence.
Yeah, there's
too.
a train at the end, but
I thought there was like a lot of mini things. No, they go straight to Langley, dude.
this movie is like more of a standalone than the rest of them.
Yeah.
Although there's a lot of elements of this that get brought into Final Reckoning. Spoilers for people who haven't seen it yet. But
is there Last Reckoning and Final Reckoning?
It was Dead Reckoning, and this one that just came out is Final Reckoning.
Okay.
It was originally titled Dead Reckoning Part 1 and then Dead Reckoning Part 2.
Okay.
But there was a writer's strike in between the two, and then there was also COVID delays, and they were like, no one's going to remember the the Dead Reckoning Part 1, and they're like, Part 2, what happened to Part 1? So they just changed the name of the movies.
Well, they immediately recruit 2 other disavowed agents.
Yes.
Luther's probably the coolest dude in the world.
Yeah.
That dude, I remember as a kid going like, that's the baddest man I ever seen in my life. And then he's a nerd. And it's like, I could be cool too.
And he has such the most 90s corny nickname in the world, the Net Ranger.
The Net Ranger. The lamest thing ever. And then, be careful. I worked with a customer that may or may not have been, allegedly could have been the government. The number of times you see Net Ranger as a user ID.
Bunch of fucking nerds, dude.
Dude, I loved it. I loved working with the guy. And his email for allegedly a government group is Net. That's his username and it's his email. And I went, where'd you get that from, dork? And then I also got really guilty because I wish it was mine. But anyways, and then you get Franz Krieger.
Franz Krieger.
Dude, that actor is so good.
I recognize him from the 1998 Godzilla movie. He plays like French.
Yeah, he is in that.
French special forces in that. But he is also very famous for Leon the Professional.
I've never watched it. I
got so fucking bored at the beginning. Like I was like, I can't.
Did you like Taxi Driver?
It was okay.
I feel like they're about the same.
Nah.
Someone's gonna shoot me for saying that, but
I was not impressed by either one. So
Jean Reno is just
Jean Reno.
I don't know. He's a good French. Like that dude is.
If you need a Frenchman, he's your guy. So they make a plan to infiltrate a very secure vault at Langley that is very pressure sensitive, temperature sensitive, sound sensitive. Why the computer works with nobody in the room, don't worry about it.
We don't. This is a primetime movie of don't ask questions.
Yeah,
just watch.
Yeah,
don't ask. Just don't. Seriously, don't.
Yeah, it's got all these precautions, but the computer still stays on with no one in the room. But don't worry about it.
They easily break in with a fake fire signal.
They sure enough do.
That girl Claire breaks in because she's hot.
Yeah, and they give the agent Dunlow is his name. He shows up in Final Reckoning.
Does he?
He does.
Dude, please tell me he's crapping his pants still.
No, he's not. Mr. Diarrhea Man, Agent Dunlow. They put something in his coffee to give him the shits, and he gets stuck in the bathroom. So Tom Cruise and Jean Reno crawl through the vents, block the lasers that are guarding the vent to the vault.
I need to admit some stuff here again.
Okay.
Sorry to cut you off. Also, because of this movie, I used to take ballpoint pens
Uh-huh.
and hollow them out and put Imodium inside. I'm trying to put Imodium inside of it and cut it so I'd keep it in my pocket pointing up or cork it. And I always tried to figure out if I could dose somebody with a pen. Oh, man, this just feels good. I'm getting a lot off my chest.
You know what else would have worked is eye drops.
Yeah, found that out. Found that out down the line. Should
Yeah.
have just done that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because those are clear.
Yeah, I never actually got anybody with it.
Good.
It was more of a precautionary. If I have to do this, I'm prepared.
I'm prepared to make somebody shit.
Dude, I tried it once at church. I'm not gonna say the person's name. They just made me furious.
Yeah.
And I was like, "You're gonna crap your pants in a minute." I went and took my pen. Cause it's all. If you turn it, it's pouring. It's not that fancy.
Mm-hmm.
All over the table. Just went. Leaking.
Leak.
Yeah, they climb up there. I mean, this is what the movie's known for. That entire scene, that entire sequence.
It's been parried. It's just like the bullet dodge and the bullet time in the Matrix. Like it's been copied and parodied thousands of times.
It's perfect. I mean, I'm
even at future points in this franchise, it gets copied again.
It is a perfect scene.
Yes,
in my opinion. I mean, like it's stupid.
The tension we've set up, like what could happen if these certain things go off, and the sweat rolling down his glasses, and he catches it in the glove, but they steal all 200 megabytes of data, which is the knock list.
And back in the 90s, that's like 12 names.
Yeah. that big ass machine, that big ass computer in there with like a 13-inch monitor probably has
what is that nerd's job? He just goes in and makes sure the computer's running all day?
Well, according to Final Reckoning, he was the one that designed that vault. So.
Okay. Well, so he just walks in and out of all that. That's a way worse security risk.
I guess. I don't know what he needs to do at that computer, that terminal.
He deserved to poop his pants.
With all 2 megabits of RAM that's inside that thing.
But dude, that I could watch that scene on repeat. Mm-hmm. Just every piece of it.
Honestly, that's all you need to watch from this movie is just look up that scene online.
One of my notes is this movie's great, but you could just watch this and end it.
Yeah.
There's another good scene. Too, but of
course,
the biggest thing for me is, there is chaos in the end. Mm-hmm. Franz Krieger drops his knife.
Sure does.
How do they not get caught after that?
It's true.
Is it because Charlie Brown's pooping his pants again? I don't know.
That's when that knife shows up in Final Reckoning as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, they did it all then. I need to go see it. So they now have the authentic list.
Yes. And when Tom Cruise makes it up to the vent, Frenchie grabs it out of his mouth because he thinks he's got it.
Yep.
Which, in fact, he does, because later on, Tom Cruise does a little magic trick with a fake floppy disk. Or it's implied it's the real one.
It's the best. That,
he learned to do that.
It's so good.
He learned to do sleight of hand magic just for that scene. Like, he learned how to do that.
I understand where people can hate Tom Cruise as a person.
Oh yeah, he's a crazy person.
As a film auteur, is that the right word?
Yeah, as somebody that just loves movies, and
he's unparalleled.
Yes.
He commits 100%. Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. I firmly believe I'm over exaggerating, but if Tom Cruise didn't exist post COVID, we wouldn't have movie theaters.
No,
I mean it's 100%. I think Top Gun and him, That was it.
Yeah. I 100% agree.
All right. Well, next week I'm just kidding. So yeah, you get the switch off. Well, then Kittredge is really putting the squeeze on Ethan because he's locked up his mom and his uncle.
Yep.
So Ethan goes and calls Kittredge, which again, God, that entire sequence of him knowing how long he has and doing it to the T. Again, every phone call I made as a child, I started my watch. All phone calls lasted 29 seconds.
This movie made an impression on you as a child then.
Dude, it was bad. It was a really rough couple of years because I was hit. I mean, I was hooked. All I wanted was glasses with lights on them.
Uh-huh.
I wanted a headset to come down to
Of
talk
course.
to someone. There's no one to talk to, but I wanted that. And it was bad, man. Parents should have never let me watch this movie.
They sent Don Lowe out to Alaska. The vault guy.
Yep. That's the best. Like, what are we going to do with him? He's already in Alaska. Good. I never want to see him again.
A radar station in Alaska by the end of the day.
But, I mean, then all of a sudden, oh my God.
It's Jim's Phelps.
Here.
Even though he fell into the river and took a bullet to the stomach.
But Ethan's already realized it because that's when he does the like. No, you're right. I told you wrong earlier. He has a flashback of that Bible from there.
And then it shows the montage of Jim faking his death, shooting himself. I guess he shot himself.
No, just blanks because he has a red sponge.
But Tom Cruise. Ethan.
Watch that. Find that clip and watch it in slow motion. It's so creepy. Just. But no one watch this video, please.
Ethan Hunt calls him out on it immediately. And is like, "You're the traitor. You're the one that fucked us." And it turns out Tom Cruise recognizes that knife because that was the one that stabbed Claire.
No, stabbed
one of the women.
One of Dwayne and
the other woman,
Sarah. Yeah. They so he sets up the. I know it blurs here really bad. They're boarding the TGV train to Paris.
Yes.
Which he's also invited Kittredge as well. I can't remember how he secretly does it. So the whole thing is like, Max, we're gonna hide your stuff in the baggage car where the money is. And then you can go do the whole thing. So you've got that, like, Luther's hacking her inside there. They're going back and forth. Claire goes to steal the money, but Ethan's got a mask on. You're screwed.
You just admitted you were a traitor along with your husband, and then the real Jim Phelps shows up and shoots his wife, which is the second bullet fired in this movie.
Crazy. I mean, like, as a kid, I'm like, there's a lot of guns in this. No, there's not.
Way more masks than I remembered.
Yeah. They found that gimmick and went with it. And this is the only movie that does removing the mask practical. Everything else is CG from here on out.
There's a little digital stretching going on with that mask.
There's got to be something.
Yeah.
Like,
you watch that hairline, it jumps a little bit, but. From here on out, it's like, a basic end. Well, not really, because Jean Rene flies a helicopter into a tunnel, which was done on blue screen back then, but it was like
also done on the GoldenEye lot.
Wow.
Yeah, or the 007 lot. I shouldn't say GoldenEye because they always had their own permanent thing. But that whole train sequence is filmed.
Yeah. I think Marvel shoots a lot of stuff there now. I think it's Pinewood Studios.
Sorry, I was trying to figure out Pinewood in my head, but couldn't get to it.
Yeah, Tom Cruise gets on top of a train, uses that gum again to blow up the helicopter, takes out Frenchie and Jim Phelps, and Max gets arrested.
That whole helicopter thing inside the tunnel is the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's just like, you've seen it a million times now. And I tried to look it up. I don't know if this is the first time that's ever happened in a movie, but holy cow,
I
dude.
doubt it was.
It's got to be other ones.
Yeah. But, mission accomplished, as it were. And Tom Cruise.
Mission Possible.
Oh.
That's the next series. It's going to be Tom Cruise drinking beverages on the beach.
Do they ever not accept the mission? Is there like a guy at the Mission Impossible office that's like, nah?
Nope, not today. I'm going to go outside and look at the stuff. Nah, I thought about that too. I was like, if they don't accept it, do they just shove this thing in your pocket and blows up and kills you?
Shit just explodes, I guess. I don't know.
You're dead. Also, funny enough, this movie did come out Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
Do you know what movie it surpassed for the highest Memorial Day weekend at that point? You shouldn't be able to guess this.
What year did that movie come out?
94.
94. Memorial.
It's the Flintstones.
Oh God. That wasn't hard
Also,
then.
No, what? It made a lot of money though, man.
It
made,
is
37.2.
Like
that weekend.
The John Goodman.
Yeah.
Flintstones. Jeez.
Jean-Claude Van Damme was supposed to be Ethan Hunt.
Oh God, they fucking nailed the casting.
Missed it. Right. I mean, wait, what?
I said,
my name is Ethan Hunt. I'm here to find people.
Well, now see, a story I heard was that Paramount wanted Tom Cruise went into Paramount to produce a movie, and like he picked Mission Impossible to do.
I think this was before that.
Gotcha.
He was in that.
Yeah.
Because Clooney, like, the whole thing was Clooney, Willis, Travolta, Nick Cage, Ralph Fiennes, Mel Gibson, and then Jean-Claude Van Damme were heavily done. And then they approached Tom and said, we want you to produce a movie. And then he grabbed that. So it was shut down after that.
Okay.
Like, no, I'm doing it. That's it.
That
But Al Pacino and Robert Redford were supposed to be Jim Phelps too. I think they picked the right dude.
Yeah.
I
feel that would have been not weird for either one of those guys.
This is like a 9, probably for me.
Very much so. Yes, it's a great movie. Like
it's the best. This is 90s at the best.
And spoiler alert, I'm gonna love all of these movies that we talk about. Every single.
We've already watched The Turd, and I actually liked that one too. To be honest,
Mission Impossible 2, I did not.
I think I like it as a bad movie though. That's where I'm like, it's not just a good movie. I'm like, oh, this is hilarious.
Yeah, it's very much a John Woo movie. He took some swings. And
this bird's flying.
Tom Cruise was like, yeah, no thanks. So now we move on to what we watching, what we playing, what we reading, what we doing.
Still on that Apple TV kick. So I finished The Studio. It's fantastic, man.
Okay.
Loved it. I couldn't recommend that show. Excuse me.
I might start that this weekend.
It is so fun. Just filmed so well.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. I mean, it's kind of nerdy. You've got to like Hollywood.
Yeah.
But not weird Hollywood, like classic Hollywood a little. Solo picked up season 2.
Ooh.
Severance season 2.
Oh, the best.
So I've got some good TV I'm chomping on. Other than that, man, not much. I've been working like crazy, so I haven't had time. But
yeah,
I will go ahead and toss out. I think I've done like every week. Cowboy Bebop's creator, the new show is Lazarus. I don't know how many more episodes it has, but it has been phenomenal. I mean, it is like grade A anime.
Okay,
just it's good. So that's pretty much it for me. And also still playing Schedule 1, the drug producing.
Yeah.
it's such bad graphics, but it's so dang fun, man. Yeah. How about you? What you been up to?
I'm still going through Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
I bought it.
Good.
I have it downloaded. So I'm like, whenever I can actually get a chunk. I think it went on sale for Memorial Day, or I had something for it.
Oh, I'm sure it did,
so,
yeah. Let's see. I'm just finished the second season of Westworld. Gonna rewatch Captain America: Brave New World tonight. It came out on Disney Plus today.
Still fresh in my brain, man. Of course, I saw the plane edit, which No, you know what? It wasn't edited. There's no sign of been edited for this format. It was straight there.
I need to watch it again before I'm like, this was bad or this was good. Because I saw it in the theater and I was like, it wasn't terrible.
Yeah, I think it was an okay. I think it fell victim to everything else around it.
It got, the reshoots and recasting and all this other junk.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else? Death Stranding 2 comes out in June.
Dang, dude, I thought that was like months away.
June 26th. I'm excited about that. I will be stuck into that when that comes out.
I need to. I still need to play the first one
because it's
I need to really just
fucking weird, and I love it.
I'm gonna quit my job and just do that. I'm a, like anything Hideo Kojima does.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, this is crazy, but it is the best.
Been out of town on the weekends, the last several weekends, so I hadn't been able to watch or do. I rented 2 movies this week that I need to watch this weekend. Ash, which is Aaron Paul and Ida Gonzalez in space.
Yeah. Yep.
I'll watch that. And Black Bag, I rented that as well.
Okay. Well,
So
I watched Minecraft as well.
Oh, God.
I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was terrible, but it was fun.
Yeah, I'm glad somebody liked it. Apparently, a lot of people did, just because it's made so much fucking money.
I think that's drag your kids; they're gonna love it. That's pretty much it. But
we were at trivia last night, and all these people talking about the new Lilo and Stitch movie.
Ugh.
Lilo and Stitch wasn't like. It must have like come right after because
wasn't for me either.
My girlfriend, she's like 3 years younger than me, and she's like, "Oh my god, Lilo and Stitch is like the best thing ever." I'm like, I don't remember it fondly that much. I mean, I didn't really watch. I've seen it, but I didn't come away with like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing."
That's right when they started for me making like. That's a Disney one, right?
Yeah.
Like that's when Pixar and Disney. I don't know. Pixar still does good. That's when they started making junk cartoon movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like babysitting movies, you know.
I remember it being good, but not like, oh my gosh, my childhood. This is so great.
It's not Toy Story.
But I think I was like 12 or 13 when it came out. So.
Yeah, I was too busy putting Imodium in pens at this point.
Yeah. Next week, since we've already covered Mission Impossible 2 and the dumpster fire that is, it'll be Mission Impossible 3.
That's Philip Seymour Hoffman, right?
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah, the Hoff dog.
The rabbit's
foot. Daddy.
Ving Rhames is back. 2 other people show up and never show up again.
Oh, dude, this is J.J. Abrams too, right?
Yeah, this is J.J. Abrams took over directing.
Yeah. All right. 2007?
6.
Okay. Yeah.
Simon Pegg's first appearance.
Really?
He's just a guy in a lab. Yeah.
Man, okay. I thought he showed up in the 5th.
The rabbit's foot also makes an appearance in the nameless. We're not sure what this MacGuffin is in this movie, but it's dangerous. Makes an appearance in The Final Reckoning.
I need to go see it in theaters.
You do. It's 3 hours, but it's a good time.
Yeah.
And they kind of treat you like you're stupid. They explain a little bit too much.
This is Ethan Hunt.
Yeah.
He's an agent.
I mean, honestly, the opening narration is kind of like that. It's like, oh my gosh, he's the greatest guy ever, and he's been right all the time. We should listen to him. Here's your mission, Ethan. But yeah, go see Final Reckoning. It's a good one. I want to see Sinners. I haven't been able to go see that yet.
I hadn't seen it yet either.
But anyway, yeah. Next week is Mission Impossible 3. If you have a suggestion for a movie we should do, you can send that to secondtakemoviespod@gmail.com. You can follow us on Instagram, subscribe to the YouTube, leave comments and reviews wherever you can.
And if you want spy gadgets, send us a note. I'll ship them to you for cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jake, do you have any final words for the people?
Yeah, one other thing that movie inspired me to do is we had a babysitter that was awful. She asked my brother and I to make her a sandwich. I ain't doing that, and she was just hanging out by the pool. So I urinated in a squirt gun and shot her with it. And to this day, I feel really guilty. I'm just getting a lot off my chest in this podcast today.
Obviously.
I don't really feel that bad about it, but was shooting her with it, and she opened her mouth and said, "What is this?" And I said, "Lemonade." So,
And if she's still alive, sorry.
nah, don't make me make a sandwich, girl. Yeah, I feel better now. Dude, this was good. We should do this every week.
Yeah,
Thanks,
just
man.
random confessions.
Yeah. So, it's second chance for Jake.
Yeah.
If hit me up if you need any concerns of any of my history. Got a lot of more bad things I've done. So,
Yeah. Next
yeah, I'm
week,
good.
next week is Mission Impossible 3.